Being called of God does not give you marital fitness. Your calling could be genuine, but your fitness is zero. That's when you see great calling buried in great marital crisis. That's why this issue of marital fitness is very important. So let's begin with the definition of a concubine. Who is a concubine? Write this down. A concubine is a woman who lives with a man but has lower status than a wife. A concubine lives with a man but has what? Lower status. And what was the next statement? Than a wife. That is where a concubine is. Now, who is a wife? Write this down. From Matthew chapter 19 verse 6 and Genesis chapter 2 verse 18, a wife is a woman who is united to a man in lawful bounds of wedlock. A woman who is united to a man in the lawful bounds of wedlock. Bounds is B-O-N-D-S. A woman who is united to a man in the lawful bounds of wedlock. That is a wife. 2. A wife is a woman with the fitness. A woman with the marital fitness to live as both a husband, as both a mother and a woman united to her husband in submission according to the scriptures. A woman with the fitness, with the marital fitness to be united to her husband, to be a mother and be united to a man, to her husband in submission according to scriptures. Now, if you look at the two definitions and put them side by side, the one of a concubine, you will now realize that there is something deeper in the second definition. Is that not? It speaks about marital fitness. A woman with marital fitness. That tells us a concubine is not just a woman who lives with a man but has a lower status than a wife. A concubine could also be a woman living with a man without marital fitness. A woman living with a man without what? That means that woman does not have marital fitness, but she is called a wife. So, if you look at it both sides of the coins, there's a woman who living with a man but has a lower status than a wife, which means from the definition of a wife, that woman have not been legally joined to the man, and that woman had no fitness to be a mother or a wife who is in submission to the husband. We are uncovering a mystery. So give me attention. So, which means there are married women who are by internal configuration concubines. Are you understanding me? By internal configuration, they are concubines, but by marital outlook, they are married. There was a wedding, bride price was paid, and they move into the husband's house, but by spirit nature, they are concubines. So there is being a concubine in spirit nature. There is no marital fitness. A woman without marital fitness who is married to a man is a concubine by default. Do you understand me? Now, let me give you we'll go to the man. Let me give you the characteristics. Why is it that the Bible begins with women? Because the fall came through women. You get my point? So God is not being biased. Now, why is it that, what are the characteristics of a concubine? It's what it today. Number one, a concubine always wants to keep her man. She's always frightened at the presence of another woman. I shared a story with you yesterday about a woman whose husband came home with a pregnant woman. You remember? Did the woman behave? Did she fight? You know why? Because she's a wife. If she was a concubine, she would pour acid on that woman who came with her. In fact, that house will be on fire if she was a concubine. Forget about that. She was safe and working with the Spirit of God. But there's a way a wife behaves. A wife is a mother. There's a way a mother. What makes you a mother is not because you produce children. There is a discipline. There's a maturity. There's a maturity that is in the life of a wife. That is why in my village in those days, there's a way wives behave. When you see women quarreling on the street, they'll just look at them. Old man will just come and say, are you people not married? Why are you behaving like harlots? Come on, go to your husband's house. Married women don't fight on the street. But concubines fight. A concubine that check the phone of the husband and see another woman, either it is in relationship with her or not, will go and fight the woman. They are frightened.
It's never been more important to secure your site's data with firewalls to prevent.
You get my point? There is uncontrollable jealousy that possesses the spirit of a concubine. But it does not exist in the life of a wife. Because what exists in the life of a wife is security. She is secured in her home. Look at what the Bible says in the book of Proverbs 31. That the heart of her husband trusts in her. So which means she is secured. She knows that my place is secure. Nobody can take my place. Are you understanding me? I am recognized. I am married. I am the one that is known as the wife of this person. So I don't need to fight. Are you understanding me? So a wife is settled. Settled in her place. But a concubine is always on the watch. She's the one that checked the phones of her husband. She's the one that checked his movement. She's the one that tracked the movement of his car with tracker. When he goes to the market, she's in trouble. When he goes to the office, she can stumble there in midday to check if any woman has arrived. A married woman who behaves like a concubine will lose her home. I want to submit to every one of you hearing me today, the female folk, especially the singles, don't go into marriage as a concubine. Go as a wife. And the fitness to be a wife, the marital fitness to be a wife is what we'll be looking at, maybe in the second session, both wife and husband. But a concubine have no fitness to be a wife. She's apprehensive. She's insecure. She could have children, but her attention is not on the children. It's on her husband not being snatched. Many women today are concubines. Many married women today are concubines. By virtue of the counseling sessions I've done, virtually every present day wife, they're all concubines. Because the fear, the apprehension, they create problems while there is no problem. There was, some of you must have lived where harlots live and all of that stuff, and you see the way they fight for men. A wife don't fight for her husband because she's secured. She knows the God who gave her the man is keeping the man for her. Are you understanding me? She don't involve in stupid conflict. 2, a wife submit to her husband unconditionally, but a concubine submits conditionally. I will show you in the Bible. All these things we are reading, they are all in the chapter, 2 chapters we are about reading. She submit to her husband. A wife submit to her husband unconditionally. A concubine who is married, but by spirit. A wife who is married, but by spirit nature, she's a concubine. She submits conditionally. She can fight. She don't even care about the future of her home. She's myopic. She doesn't see the future. She's very, very myopic. Everything is in the present. And as we are going to see later, number 3, a wife is selfless. Proverbs chapter 31, you will see it there. A wife is selfless, but a concubine packaged as a wife is selfish. You are going to see very soon, a concubine packaged as a wife is selfish, but the wife is selfless. Proverbs 31 says, the concern of a wife is on her husband. That's what the Bible says. So which means, when anything is going wrong, the safety of her husband comes first. But the concubine, her safety comes first. You will soon realize, number 4, a wife does not run away from her home. Even if another woman comes in, she does not run away from her home, because by marriage, that is her home. Do you know what is home? Home is not house. You can run away from a house, not home. Home is where you go to rest. A wife does not run away from her home, but a concubine runs from her home. When any woman comes or when she feels threatened, I'm not marrying again. A wife, a concubine packaged as a wife will run away from her home. A little thing, I'm not marrying again. I told you I almost slapped one woman some weeks back. A little thing, a little pressure. I'm leaving this house. I'm leaving this place. You're a concubine. You're not a wife. Number 5, a wife takes correction. She takes corrections from authority, either her husband or her pastor or anyone around her life or her father. A wife would take corrections from authority, take rebukes that will make her come out well in her house, but a concubine does not care. A concubine packaged as a wife does not care. She doesn't care. When you rebuke her, you get fire for rebuking her. When you correct her, you get fire. You see, when a man marries a concubine packaged as a wife, and the man is a calm person, he will not be talking again. Have you seen homes where some of you have fathers who don't talk, but your mother is thunder? The father is tired. He just keep quiet. Because the woman does not take correction, and the man is tired of talking. So let her be. Such men die early. Let her be. That's how some of us end up losing father. Mother is still there, galvanizing around with all her demons. But father had been buried. Because he married a concubine package as a wife. No fitness for marriage. So She can't take corrections. She can't take rebukes. She feels so insecure, so unsettled. It is a concubine that packaged as a wife, number 6, that goes after the property of the wife, of the husband. Even when he has not died though. He's just in the hospital. So she is greedy. Number 6. A concubine packaged as a wife is greedy. So the man is sick in the hospital. He has not been declared dead. She will capture all the land documents, go to his office and shut down the office and sack everybody and hold the key. God showed the man mercy and the man comes back home. She will ask him, why do you return? Because a concubine, if it's not favoring her, the man should die. A concubine package as a wife, if it's not favoring her, the man should die. Should just die completely. Some of you, by spirit, you are all concubines. Don't think about marriage yet. Let God transform you.